everybody. Welcome to the channel. As you can see, I was out riding today. I got lots of layers on, lots of protection. It was quite the morning. But you know, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, I'm blessed. I had a little meeting this morning, by myself, but that's okay. I posted it on Facebook a few days ago and just trying to drum up, a little bit of excitement for recovery. And if anybody's out there having a hard day, they can come to one of these meetings that I have up at the local coffee shop. And one of these days we're going to grab a few people. I just know it. But, until we do, in the interim, some time reading from my big book today. And, there's a section called Vision for You. And it talks about people who are early in recovery and how it works for you, and there's a story about a guy who is on a business trip, and he's never been able to stay sober before, but these business trips, where he's away from his family, and he's at the hotel lobby, and he looks over and he sees a bar full of people and cheerful and having a good time, and he looks over the other way and he sees a phone booth with a directory. He's like, well, I can go that way and get drunk and start this madness over again, or I can go over there and call somebody that I trust, a sponsor, a clergyman, a pastor, a preacher, and get some advice on what I can do. And he chose the latter. He chose to go make the phone call and to get himself out of a possible situation. So when we're faced with these choices, sometimes they can be insurmountable. They seem like they would be impossible. But many alcoholics enter the relationship with the power greater than ourselves this same way. We have to make a choice. We have to make a hard choice at that. And when we make these choices, God's going to reward us, and things are going to get a little bit easier, but they could get a little harder before they get easier. But for me in my walk, the more I'm obedient and the more I follow God's will for me, the more blessings come in my life, and I'm able to ride my motorcycle on December 29th and go out and read some of my big book. And, we have a great and all-powerful loving creator that had created us to be, angry all the time or addicted or we sometimes throw our lives away at these addictions when we don't realize how good it could be. For most normal folks, drinking means companionship and having a colorful imagination. It means release from care, boredom, and worry. It's joyous intimacy with friends and feeling that life is good. But not so with us that in those last days of heavy drinking. The old pleasures were gone, they were but memories. Never could we recapture the great moments of the past. There was an insistent yearning to enjoy life as we once did, and a heartbreaking obsession that some new miracle of control would enable us to do it. Not so. There was always one more attempt and one more failure. The less people tolerated us, the more we withdrew from society, from life itself, and as we become subjects of King Alcohol, shivering denizens of the mad realm, the chilling vapor that is loneliness settled down in us. It thickened, ever becoming blacker. Some of us sought out sordid places, hoping to find an understanding companion and approval. Momentarily we did, though. Then would come oblivion and the awful awakening to face the hideous four horsemen: terror, bewilderment, frustration, and despair. Unhappy drinkers who read this page will understand. Now and then a serious drinker being dry at the moment says, I don't miss it at all. I feel better, work better, having a better time. And ex-problem drinkers, we smile at such a sally, because we know our friend is like a boy whistling into the wind to keep his spirits up. He fools himself. Inwardly, he would give anything to take a half a dozen drinks and get away with it. He will presently try the old game again, for he isn't happy about his sobriety. He cannot picture life without alcohol, and someday he will be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without it. Then he will know loneliness, such as few do, and he will be at the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. We have shown him how we got out from under. You say, yes, I am willing, but am I to be consigned to a life where I shall be stupid, boring, and gloom like some righteous people I see? I know I must get along without liquor, but how can I? Have you a sufficient substitute? Yes, there is a substitute, and it is vastly more important than that. It is a fellowship in this program of recovery. There you will find the release from care, boredom, and worry. Your imagination will be fired. Life will mean something at last. The most satisfactory years of your existence lie ahead. Thus we find the fellowship, and so will you. How is it that to come about, you ask? Where am I to find these people? You are going to meet these new friends in our own community. Near you, alcoholics and addicts are dying helplessly like people in a sinking ship. If you live in a large place, there are hundreds, even thousands. High and low, rich and poor, these are future fellows of this program of recovery. Among them, you will have You will make lifelong friends. You will be bound to them with new and wonderful ties, for you will escape disaster together, and you will commence shoulder to shoulder with your common journey. Then you will know what it means to give yourself, that others may survive and rediscover life. You will learn the full meaning of love thy neighbor as thyself. It may seem incredible that these men are to become happy, respected, and useful once more. How can they rise out of such misery and bad repute and hopelessness? The practical answer is that since these things have happened among us, they can happen with you, should you wish them above all else and be willing to make use of our experience. We are sure they will come to you. The age of miracles is still with us. Our own recovery proves that. Amen and amen. So that is our big book, and that is the vision for you. And that starts on about page 152 to 160. So if you got your big book handy, that's definitely a book to be turned into. So that is our AA reading from our big book, and that's our vision for you. And it's really a vision for us, right? It's a program of recovery, if you will. And when we go out of our comfort zone to try to rediscover life through service, wow, have we rediscovered life? Not only that, but we've found a newfound passion and joy in helping others. So hopefully someday we'll bring more people to the meeting and to the channel. But until then, you guys, it's us, and we gotta bear witness to the people who are doing good, right, and working the steps and model your recovery off people who are successful, right? People that have had some wins and losses and still stack up some time of sobriety and don't give in and don't lose hope at the nearest sign of trouble. I oftentimes can lose a little bit of hope at the sight of trouble, but myself, I like to encourage myself to be positive and to look past these trials and these tribulations as lessons. It shows us the way, right? How we're going to stay sober. So it's a lot about reliance and obedience, and don't hesitate when the call comes, because we got to answer that call. Okay. God bless you guys. Love you. Stay safe and sober out there. If you're riding, make sure you wash your bike off a little bit before you put it away, because it can get really salty out there. Love you guys.